And welcome to the Men for All Seasons podcast. You can catch John on Twitter at RealJohnHurst, or you can catch me at MeowMasterFlex. Human BuzzFeed, Tim Courtois.
It's not Courtois, it's Courtois.
Tim, are you saying that Brennan is a speech impediment?
No.
The worst combo ever.
If you don't like this, there's something wrong with you.
That's right, love it or Moab.
I currently have the longest beard on the podcast. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, you do.
I can put mine in my mouth.
What is up? Boring intro week this week. No creativity allowed. Of course, we are the Men for All Seasons. And let's jump right into it. Tim, you said you have a theory. Start us off, sir.
I've had a little bit over, a week to digest Super Bowl 52.
What stage are you in?
I think I'm in acceptance at this point.
Is that the
I've
end?
also accepted what
That's
happened.
the end. Yeah, I'm at the end.
Okay.
I'm honestly excited about the offseason now. So I'm over it. I'm just, it happened, whatever. But my theory is that, well, it's not really so much of a theory, I should say. Like I've heard different things that have happened from different sources and kind of pieced the puzzle together. But
You called it a theory. You have a source.
well, my source is different things I read online. But
Okay.
the from what I've gathered is that well, the Patriots keep saying it was not benching Malcolm Butler was not a disciplinary issue, but I think it was. I think that what happened is that it was a team meeting. It was the last meeting before the game was starting. The DBs were meeting. Steve Belichick is the coach of the defensive backs coach of the Patriots, and I think what they were planning on doing was putting Eric Rowe on Alshon Jeffrey, and they brought that up in the meeting, saying, Eric is the taller of the two corners. Jeffrey is not, the flashiest, speediest wide receiver. So, we want one of our more athletic corners on him in terms of, length and size. So they kind of said that and said Malcolm Butler wasn't going to start, but he would play. And from what I've read is that Malcolm Butler flipped out, told Steve Belichick, "You are nothing without your dad." And the two had a shouting match. I guess they were pulled apart. I guess Coach Belichick was told about it. And he decided, well, the hell with this guy. I'm just going to bench him. Because I've heard that Malcolm Butler hasn't really been with the program since he's been here. So I think that was just kind of the last straw. And again, it could have happened. It could have not happened. But I'm thinking that I can't, because the Patriots keep saying, well, it was a football decision. We did what was best for the football team. Like, how does benching one of your best corners help the team? So it was definitely a disciplinary thing. I do not buy at all that it was a football decision, because if that's the case, that's a stupid football decision.
Yeah, and then that would prove that Steve Belichick is nothing without his dad.
Exactly.
Also, I have a theory on this, but first, John, I don't think you ever said on the podcast what you said during the game.
Wait, what did I say?
After the Alshon Jeffrey touchdown, after several Alshon Jeffrey plays, you made a statement.
Oh, yeah, I'm done making fun of Alshon Jeffrey for being slow. Because he is slow, but I'm done making fun of him for it because he makes up for it in other
He's
areas.
so good. Oh, my God.
He just high points the ball so well.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
it's like we didn't really watch him that much because none of us really watched the Bears. And then once he went to the Eagles, obviously we had a lot more games that we watched, and we kind of realized how good he actually is.
I mean, he was on my fantasy team a few years ago on the Bears, but
That was his bad year. I had him the year he got suspended for steroids.
I had him last year for a little while.
Oh, and then you traded him to me. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yep.
I don't know.
So
It's
Tim and
just
I
something
both
in
had him.
Madden when I look at like 86 or 87 speed, whatever he has, and it just bothers me.
You and Al Davis both.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, my
so
receivers in Madden run two routes. They run the fly and they run the post.
Yep. So my theory is this. I think it wasn't a coach's disciplinary thing. I think Tom Brady actually got in Belichick's ear and told him to sit Malcolm Butler? Because Malcolm Butler had a problem with Tom Brady kissing his son on the mouth.
Hey, I did watch all Tom versus Time.
What did you think?
I haven't yet.
Okay, it was really good. I'm going to say this, and Brandon, you might hate me for it. I don't hate Tom Brady. I think he's the only likable Patriot.
Oh, I disagree. I think Rob Gronkowski's so much more likable.
Tom Brady's more likable than Gronk.
He's retarded.
Tom Brady's more likable than Edelman and everyone else. But yeah, the kissing of his son was pretty long.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, what'd you think when he slipped his tongue inside his son's mouth?
Well,
he was like, that was just a peck. Hold on, get over here. And
I heard in the next one he gives his son a rim job. Like a full on eats out his asshole.
That is not true because they're all done.
How do you know, Tim? Have you seen the deleted scenes yet?
No.
Because that's one of them.
But the one weird part I definitely think was Alex Guerrero. Like, what was he working on Brady's hamstring?
Yeah.
The weird leg massages are.
Yeah, that was a little odd, but I think my favorite part of everything was when they were up in Montana watching the Super Bowl and on TV, and they're doing the virtual driving thing.
Yeah,
and when Edelman's looks at Brady, he goes, "Bro, I got good news and bad news." He's like, "What's that?" He goes, "What do you want first?" And then Brady's like, "I want the bad news." He's like, "The bad news is I broke your driver." It's like broken in half, and he's like, "You broke my fucking driver?" He's like, "What's the good news?" He's like, "We won the Super Bowl."
Yeah, I think the reason that he broke his driver is because Brady's 6'4" and Edelman's like 5'10", and so he had a 6'4" person's driver, and he smashed into the ground. It reminds me. I took our friend Dean to the driving range once, and he'd never played golf before, and his first swing with the driver that I gave him, he broke.
Oh, jeez.
Same way.
Didn't he snap the head on it? I feel like
he snapped the head off.
Was this the time I showed up or different time?
I think this was before. Yeah.
Okay.
So he just smashed the head into the ground, and the head of the driver came off.
So unlike you guys, I have boycotted Tom versus Time. I will not watch it.
Why?
Yeah. It's actually.
What do you mean? Because fuck Tom Brady. That's why.
You mean the only likable Patriot?
No, I prefer Gronk to Tom Brady.
No, I'm sorry, sir. You have bad taste here.
No way. Johnny Manziel's sober. Fuck you. He's playing football this spring.
Brent, if I were you, I would hate Tom Brady a little less just because you beat him in the Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter. I have to hear about him too much.
Well, because he deserves
it.
Yeah, if I never heard another thing about Tom Brady, I'd still hear about him too much. Never again. I can't stand Patriots fans all week. So I tweeted out at the podcast earlier this week that it was going to be rant-tastic. Here we go. Rant number 1. Now, Tim, I know John accused me of being grumpy after going on this rant in the group chat, even though I said it didn't include you, but you triggered it. You triggered me, man.
Sorry.
You went into my safe space and you triggered me. New England Patriots fans are the same as people who voted for Hillary Clinton, which is very similar because they're both from Massachusetts. Get the fuck over it. The Eagles won the game. All I see are tweets and articles. Oh, the Eagles were lined up in an illegal formation. That touchdown on 4th and goal shouldn't have counted. Corey Clement's foot was out of the end zone. Well, the game fucking happened, so get over it. It's a one game. The game is 2 weeks old. You're still talking about this bullshit? Focus on something else. Watch the fucking Winter Olympics. Jerk your dick. I don't care. Just shut the fuck up. The play happened. The plays happened. They stood.
This is a little over the top.
Brandon, you have no reason to be mad. Just smile.
I know.
Nod politely and say, "You lost. Get over it." That's all you have to do. You should. I think you're angrier than Patriots fans are, and you won the game.
You're a bad winner.
No,
you're more mad about the illegal formation thing than I am. The Patriots fan.
Because people keep tweeting about it. Just shut the fuck up about it. The play happened.
Stop following.
It's anyone. People retweet it.
I'm gonna have to unfriend everyone. Literally, I'll have 4 friends on Facebook. A guy I play Dynasty with that I've never met in my life, and then like my girlfriend and 2 other people, John and Tim. Those will be my friends on Facebook. That's it.
Oh, Facebook, not Twitter.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen as much about it on Twitter, but I saw like one tweet right before Tim sent that text, which is really what sent it over the edge.
So,
You
I just
can't
don't
spell
use Facebook
timing
anymore.
without Tim.
Yeah.
So, no, it was that whole thing was ridiculous. I mean, does it make a difference? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't make a difference. But
What I'm so confused about is why the fuck people are still asking Mike Pereira about the play 2 weeks later.
Brandon, I'm still complaining about Super Bowl 40.
Hey, I'll complain about Ike Reese when they played the Patriots in 2004 in the Super Bowl, when he was saying that somebody went down on special teams and grabbed his nuts for a block. There are complaints all around here. I'll complain about Andy Reid's shit play calling in the fourth quarter from 1999.
I think this is just the life of an Eagles fan. You're so
Hungry
used
dogs
to
gotta
being
eat.
angry,
yeah,
and you're so used to yelling and losing that when you win, you don't know what to do with yourself, so you just regress back to being angry, yelling.
Why am I so happy? I don't know why I'm so happy.
Hey, man.
They've lost the connection to happiness, and so
Hey, even Jason Kelsey's speech, perfect. Me and Jason Kelsey same wavelength right now. Jason Kelsey did not give a happy speech at the parade. He just gave an intense speech. I like to follow that. Jason Kelsey, right now, my spirit animal.
his
Even though
outfit,
he was dressed up as a mummer.
Yeah, I'm gonna give his outfit a 2 out of 10, but his speech I'll give a 8.
A 12.
No, just because he started losing his voice, I'm gonna subtract some points for that. And the best part was definitely when he was going through the roster and saying everyone's deficiencies.
Nelson Aguilar can't catch. Nigel Bradham can't catch. The funniest one was Brandon Brooks. Brandon Brooks, he got anxiety. Because he missed 3 starts last year because of it. He had like terrible anxiety attacks and like raised blood pressure and stuff, and they wouldn't medically clear him to play.
Can I go on a little bit of a rant for a second?
Yeah,
Go for it, Tim.
I'm sure
Fantastic episode.
Tim's is going to be way more family friendly.
Yes, it will. So, I heard Lane Johnson made comments the other day.
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
Now, I know that Lane Johnson is high off a Super Bowl win. He's on the victory tour, which is understandable. But for those of you who didn't hear,
I didn't hear.
Yeah, Lane Johnson said that. Well, he was talking about the Patriots culture, and he said that he would rather. Well, he thinks he doesn't. Well, I'm trying to think what he said. Oh,
He said I know the quote
yeah.
verbatim.
Well, he said. Well, yeah, you can say the quote verbatim. I was going to paraphrase.
Yeah. Lane Johnson said he would rather have fun and only win one Super Bowl rather than win 5 and be stuck under Belichick's thumb.
See, and that's where I disagree because he was saying that players are miserable when they're here, and my counter to that is
Tom Brady.
Well, yeah, exactly. I've listened
His
to
happiness makes up for everyone else's.
I've listened to different Patriots players in the past who have come out and defended, those statements, and I should say defended the Patriots against those statements, and even some of the current players, like even Devin McCourty, was like, "Yeah, this is a really tough place to play. Like there are days where we're miserable, but Bill prepares us and he makes us ready to go." And he said that, and it really, he goes, and winning's a cure-all for everything. He said we consistently win, and he's like, yeah, he goes, it sucks that we work as hard as we do, but it pays off in the end. He goes, that's why we're so successful, which I agree with.
Yeah, winning's fun.
Yeah, it is. And, one day your career will be over and you can look back and, if I was in the NFL, I would rather look back on my career and be like, wow, I have 5 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, know that you gave everything you had.
Yeah, exactly. And then just being like, well, I won 1, but at least I had fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can work hard and have fun. So I think that, I understand what Lane Johnson's saying, but I think he's wrong on that.
See, Teddy Bruschi said something. Bruschi was like, I had fun winning. And then Lane Johnson's tweet back to him. He tweeted at Teddy Bruschi and at ESPN was like, always a company man, Teddy, and then the wink face.
I did
Like,
see that. That was
just,
funny.
Just calling out how biased Teddy Bruschi is.
Oh, speaking of, I know this is an old Patriots story, but I thought you guys get a kick out of this. I was listening to 98.5 the other morning, and Troy Brown was on the show on Toucher and Rich, and they asked him who the dirtiest teammate was he ever played with, like who's like the most disgusting human being, and his answer surprised me. It was Larry Izzo. He said Larry Izzo is the kind of guy who would like go to the bathroom and not wash his hands on purpose, and then go try to like stick his hands in people's face, and then I guess he wouldn't flush the toilet on purpose and then go in the locker room. And so they were laughing like, "Oh my god!" He goes, "Oh, it gets worse." I guess that Larry Izzo repeatedly throughout his career would soil himself on the sidelines on purpose during games. Like he didn't want to go in the locker room, so he would just piss his pants, or he would shit himself, and he would just play that way.
He does have a kind of gross name. Larry Izzo.
But I guess they were laughing, and then Troy was like, "Yeah," he goes, "It was awful. Like people would be like, Larry, what are you doing?" And I guess one time he really had to go, and so he had like the players like stand around him, and he like pooped like in a towel, and just like threw the towel in the trash. And the Patriots sound is like, "Larry, just go to the locker room." He's like, "You play special teams. Like I'm sure someone could cover you if you have to go out and." If we have to go out there, you have one job on the team. I'm sure someone could go out there for a punt play and do your job for a play.
Larry Izzo is my spirit animal.
So yeah, I was like, "Isn't that dude a coach now?" And I looked, I was like, "Yeah, he's the special teams coach for the Texans."
Now imagine
Good.
if your center was the guy that was shitting his pants.
Oh, so bad. I can't even imagine. But speaking of special
You're
teams,
fine
coach,
if you're in Chip Kelly's offense.
it's true. Speaking of special teams coaches, my heart was broken today.
Because Ventrone isn't the special teams coach. Did he get hired?
The Colts hired him.
Frank
Negative for
Wright.
the Colts.
We lost Ventrone. So the Eagles get another win over the Patriots.
Yep.
Just by living vicariously through Frank Wright.
Hey, is Josh McDaniels the most hateable guy in the NFL or what?
Yeah, they were saying he'll never get another head coaching offer again.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
believe
Nick
that.
Saban. He's like Nick Saban, how Nick Saban got blackballed the way he left the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Also, the Eagles are talking about not hiring an OC now, which I'm really worried about.
And just having Doug Peterson call plays.
Well, so they haven't said if Peterson will call plays. All they've said is that I forget who the other coach is, whoever their new QB coach is, just giving him more responsibility and Deuce Staley more responsibility.
See, the Patriots have done that in the past where they give guys more responsibility and then wait like a year or two, then give them the role.
Oh, man, I can't wait till Deuce Staley is the OC.
Guys, there's one coach in the league that I'm excited to become an OC.
Who?
So he's currently the quarterback's coach for the Arizona Cardinals. And Bruce Arians said that this guy ran his offense better than he could.
Byron Leftwich.
Yep. One day he will be an offensive coordinator.
Byron Sandwich.
I was actually hoping the Seahawks were going to give him a shot.
I can't think of his name now, but whoever the Vikings just pulled from the Eagles, their QB coach, and his name is escaping me right now, and it's bugging me. But whoever the Vikings quarterback is this next season, I'm expecting big things from. Fantasy sleeper.
It's either going to be Keenum. They're going to either keep Keenum or they're going to get
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Oh, can you imagine Kirk Cousins with that defense? Oh, God.
Actually, no, there's also a new I don't know if you guys saw, there's a new free agent quarterback.
Yeah, I did actually.
AJ McCarron's officially non-restricted.
Yeah.
Oh,
he'll
yeah,
be,
I
he'll be
did
a
see
free
that.
agent next month.
I did see that. That's good. That guy deserves to go somewhere else.
Yeah, he's
just
the
picked
next
up
Matt
Nick
Schaub.
Yeah. Successful for a couple of years and then throws 4 pick sixes in 4 straight games.
Yep.
Or was it 6? It was a lot. I remember that.
That was funny.
I think that was actually just. Yep.
Oh, I think that was 2013 because wasn't that the year they played the Seahawks and Richard Sherman had a pick six or something against them?
That was a fun game. Hey, but we should move on from 2013. We should probably talk about some free agents.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll talk about it. I picked up Nick Foles in Dynasty yesterday. Nothing.
Good move.
Thank you.
Okay,
all right, so yeah.
Position
Free
by
agents.
position. Quarterbacks.
All right. Honestly, I think the list, because as good as I think Case Keenum performed this year, I'm still kind of worried he's a flash in the pan because you saw when the pressure got to him and he had to play from behind in Philadelphia, and when he lost confidence, he kind of reverted back to the Case Keenum coached by Jeff Fisher, and that scares me. I don't really see much of a quarterback class outside of Kirk Cousins.
I know Drew Brees is supposed to be a free agent, but he's not going anywhere.
He said
I don't even count Drew Brees because he's going to re-sign. At this point in your career, when you're 40 and you're an elite quarterback like he is, are you really going to change teams?
Yeah, exactly. He means so much to that city too, so he's not going anywhere.
No. Then who else?
If you're going to put him in
there?
tiers, it's going to be Kirk Cousins because we're not considering Drew Brees.
Yep.
Sam Bradford's probably tier 2.
No. Tim, listen, I've watched Sam Bradford play. He's bad.
With or without injuries?
There's always with injuries.
I know, but without injuries, he's pretty good.
Well, I'm just saying there's really not that many quarterbacks out there for free agents that are startable, so he'd probably be tier 2.
I think this is... I mean,
Blake
you don't get
Bortles
many
is probably the
free
starter
agency
cleared.
periods that actually have any startable quarterbacks. So I think this is actually pretty good.
Bortles, I think, starts tier 2 because I think Blake Bortles is a better quarterback than Sam Bradford.
Oh, I didn't know he was officially a...
I thought he was under contract.
They haven't offered him anything yet.
I thought they picked up his 5th-year option, though.
No, they declined it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Blake.
No, they're talking about bringing it back already, but I think it's Bortles, Keenum, and Bradford in that tier 2.
Teddy.
Tier 3 is going to be... I don't know where to... I almost put Teddy in like an unknown with AJ McCarron because you don't know what they're going to give you anymore. You've never really seen McCarron play. You've seen he's played a couple of games and that's it.
Yeah, but so either Bridgewater or McCarron's going to the Jets.
Do you though? You
Probably.
don't.
Wouldn't you give him a shot and then draft somebody
Bridgewater?
kind of like
I'd be
if he gets
more
medically
willing
cleared?
to give McCarron a shot
Okay.
than Bridgewater. I don't think when I saw Bridgewater, I didn't think he was good. Never threw more than 14 touchdown passes.
Yeah, well, that was only 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, but still.
That's also before the Vikings had any offensive weapons, right? Other than Peterson.
They had Adrian Peterson. What other weapon do you want?
Pass catchers.
Rudolph the Red Zone Reindeer.
Yep. They had Kai Rude.
Okay.
Anyway,
it's a better set of weapons now than they ever had.
Cordero Patterson.
The Vikings are actually trying to, I don't know if they're petitioning or whatever, but they're trying to extend Bridgewater's contract 1 year because he missed over a full year with the injury. They're trying to say that year shouldn't count against them.
So I don't think they're going to win it because this is the fight the Bengals just lost with AJ McCarron.
Yeah.
So I think your precedent, at least for these quarterbacks, is set. So they're going to lose that battle. I would rather have McCarron. I think in that tier 3, you've got Josh McCown, who we haven't brought up yet.
It's magic.
I don't even put him in a tier.
Well, he's going to go somewhere because he's a journeyman quarterback.
Same with Matt Castle, though. Matt Castle's a free agent.
Yeah, he should just retire.
I'm not even going to bother wasting any.
Correct. I think they should both retire. That's why I'm not ranking them. Nick Foles is a guy that could move, but isn't a free agent. Right. But right now, the rumor is the Eagles want at least 1 first for him.
No, they're not getting that.
Hey, it's a what have you done for me lately league. If somebody gave a first for Sam Bradford, the Vikings, they gave a first for Sam Bradford.
I don't think anybody's going to make that mistake again.
That's because their quarterback blew out his knee, and they're like, we need a quarterback right now.
Yeah, you're gonna need
Jay
a
Cutler's
desperate.
out there.
Cutler's retired. He's not staying.
I don't know. He said he liked playing football again. Maybe I think Matt Moore might be a free agent too. So there's not much. There isn't much. There never is.
So
Matt
it's
Moore-
Kirk Cousins, AJ McCarron, and the Vikings,
And Bortles.
and Bortles. I hadn't heard anybody mention
and-
Bortles, so that I forgot
And
about
McCown. And McCown. Well, because I think before the Patriots game, it had come out with a report that the Jaguars were ready to keep Bortles for about 17 to 20 million.
I
Was
wouldn't
what
pay
I
him
had
that.
heard. Either would I. 12 max.
Yeah, give him a short-term deal.
Yep, 2 years. 2 years. Stop gap him.
Do you guys think that Tyrod Taylor will be back with the Bills?
Oh yeah, we forgot
That's right.
Tyrod.
No. Tyrod will be a free agent.
I think that's a bad move for them.
Well,
The Bills are just so bad. It's like, hey,
Bills-
let's trade away all our talent, then let's make the playoffs, then let's get rid of the quarterback.
the Bills are going to pick up Sam Bradford, guarantee it.
Maybe.
Not many people are going to want to touch Sam Bradford. He's not going to command the money the Eagles paid him and then traded him for the Vikings to pay him. So I think Sam Bradford is going to be a guy where you don't have to give a monster deal to. He'll probably sit in that $6 to $10 million range, which if you're a team looking for at least a stopgap guy is very affordable.
And I think the amount of talent he has for that money is definitely it's a good deal.
It's a solid investment. Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather pay 6 to 10 million for Bradford than anything for for Bortles.
I'd be happy if Sammy shoulder pads went to the Bills. Because I don't
Hey
want them.
Tim, Sam Bradford
I
has
know
a victory
Sam
over the
Bradford beat the
Patriots.
Patriots. I know he did. You remind me every time we bring Sam Bradford up.
So I like that voice.
Thank you.
You want to move to running backs?
Yep.
I honestly don't even. Who's even a free agent running back? I don't even remember.
Could be Lev Bell.
I know Dion Lewis and Rex Burkhead.
Yep. Could be Lev Bell because it could be like one of those DeMarco Murray situations because they gave him like 400 something touches,
Yeah.
but he wants to be back. After
He just
that,
doesn't want to get franchised.
no, he said he was open to that, but he said he would want to work on a long-term deal after that. But I heard that he's willing to take the franchise.
Yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on that one because he's one of my keepers.
Okay, some other free agents. I mean, this is the
LeGarrette
end of Eddie
Blount.
Lacy's career. He's gone. You're going to have Thomas Rawls isn't going to be tendered, even though he's a restricted guy. They're not going to place a tender. So Rawls is out there.
Should Jeremy Hill be cut?
Jeremy Hill will be. Well, I think his contract is just up.
His deal is up, yeah.
Um,
LeGarrette Blount, Darren
LeGarrette Blount.
Sproles.
Carlos Hyde's going to the Seahawks. Calling that.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
right. I forgot about Carlos Hyde.
I think Carlos Hyde's a perfect fit for the Seahawks.
Frank
the one
Gore.
cut, big runner.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Gillisley gets cut
Yep.
because he
But
didn't do.
I don't know.
anything.
You guys are going to be losing Burkhead and Lewis, so
I don't think. I think one of them will stay.
it'll be Lewis because I don't think Lewis makes any money on the free market. Jerick McKinnon's available. Sproles is available if he's willing to play.
Who else is there? I think Wendell Small will get cut.
One of the
There's
people.
no reason to
I
keep
heard
him
that
around.
C.J. Anderson might become available.
Oh yeah, they'd save like
He's
9
gonna-
million if they cut him.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
another
have
guy I'd
Frank
be
Gore out
interested in.
there.
I've really no interest in Frank Gore.
No, but I'm saying Frank Gore's going to be a free agent. We're talking about free agent running backs. He's
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
Do you have a wish list for any of these guys? Because I mean, Brendan, your team's not going to really need a running back, but Tim-
No, I would. In a perfect world, I'll bring back Darren Sproles on short money. Just
Tim,
to have him.
you looking for anyone?
I want Dion Lewis back.
What about
For sure.
Blunt? If you could get Blunt back,
I'd be
would you?
so happy if Garrett Blount. He won't come back, but I'd be happy.
That
if
was
he
my
did.
talk, Tim, with John before the podcast, talking about my dynasty roster. I'm holding LeGarrette Blount just in case the Patriots pick him up to fill Gillisley's role.
I'd be so happy if he came back, but I don't think he will because he talked a lot of trash when he left.
To be fair, they tried to end his career.
Oh no, that's completely warranted. But I'm saying, the Patriots don't forget things like that.
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye out for guys like C.J. Anderson and why am I blanking on his name again? Carlos Hyde.
Jarek McKinnon.
No, Carlos Hyde. Both about 5'10", 225, can pass block, and they're not really receiving threats, as in like a Le'Veon Bell lining up in the slot, but they can catch little swing passes out of the backfield. So, if I were to want a free agent running back, I'd want one of those. But
No
I think,
interest in the. Yeah, no. Finish what you were saying.
I think
I'll
Carlos
ask
Hyde's
you
going to be
after.
the cheaper of the two. So
Oh, really? I would say it'd be opposite coming off the years they both had.
yeah, I just
I'd
think
say you
they
saw
both have a
16
bit
out
of.
of Hyde.
Wait, how much?
16 games.
Oh,
You saw
16. Yeah.
16 games. Yeah.
But I mean, he has played banged up, and he's never had 1,000-yard season. But I just think he fits the profile of the type of running style they like.
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna say if the Seahawks, you wouldn't want them to offer a 1-year deal to Sproles just to give you, because he does pass blocked pretty well actually.
No, I would rather them just try and keep J.D. McKissick.
Fair enough.
He's just quicker, faster.
Who's that guy the Seahawks had last year? That was a rookie that was really good until he got hurt.
Chris Carson.
Yeah, I think they'll keep him on the roster.
Well, yeah, he was a 7th round draft pick last year.
Oh, okay, yeah, so yeah, he was good.
He's just coming off a broken leg, so we'll see if he plays, because that's what happened to Thomas Rawls, and that's why Thomas Rawls isn't what he was anymore. Wide receivers.
This is the fun one.
I think tight end's the
Allen
fun one for me.
Oh no, Allen Robinson. There's a chance you see Des Bryant.
I could see that. Yeah.
I've heard. Yep. What were you gonna say? I'll finish after.
Oh, I was gonna say I heard talks of Emmanuel Sanders being cut.
Well, actually,
Yep,
no. The Denver Post actually, they stopped talking about stuff like that. They said that the reason that they're never gonna, or not never, but they're not going to cut or trade either Emmanuel Sanders or Demaryius Thomas is because they're trying to lure a quarterback.
That makes sense. Yeah, I was surprised when I read that report earlier.
Yeah.
If they
I've
get a
heard they're
quarterback,
gonna move
then they might do
Talib.
something. But
Yeah, they'll move Talib from what I've heard to clear up some space.
We'll take him.
So
Jarvis
I've
Landry.
heard talk. Yeah, Jarvis Landry is the big fish.
Oh, I want Jarvis Landry so bad.
I've heard that the Cowboys might move some Dez money around though and give him an extension and kind of make the deal a little more team friendly. But he said he doesn't want to take a pay cut, so I don't know.
Well, if
They'll
they
have
just
to
move
move
it
it
into
into
signing
bonuses.
bonuses, yeah.
Yeah. So Allen Robinson, Marquise Lee is going to be one. We've got
Amendola.
some older guys. Yep, Amendola, Jeremy Maclin will be a free agent.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins, Eric Decker is another older guy. Kelvin Benjamin.
I think wherever Jarvis Landry goes, he's not going to be the same.
I think it depends where he goes.
I know, but where could you see him going that would give him 140 plus targets in like the same role? Like
Yeah, it would have to be in New England. I'm trying to think of what other pass happy teams.
Green
in
Bay.
the NFL.
pass happy that have cap space.
Yeah, that's
'Cause he
what I'm
deserves
thinking
money.
about.
Cleveland, because they're always down.
I mean, if you think of like the teams that have the most cap space, it's going to be San Francisco.
Ooh,
Colts.
that's a good one. I could see
San
that.
Francisco, they could, but then it would require them to move around a bunch of. The problem is you get Jarvis Landry in there and you have Pierre Garçon. You've got two of the same receivers.
Pierre can play outside.
He can't, but he's not as effective. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
because
if you could
Marquise
just
Goodwin's
choose
also
one.
a free agent.
But if you could just choose one, you would much rather have Jarvis Landry.
Correct. Yes.
Because he's, 24, 25 years old, and just match him up with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Short passing game madness.
That's it. Send him to San Francisco.
I heard a report the other day that someone predicted the 49ers are going to be in the NFC Championship game.
Well, I mean,
Like,
if they go
they haven't-
16-0, yeah.
I'm like, they haven't even had an off season.
Yeah, but Jimmy G doesn't.
Carlos Hyde said, "Yeah, he doesn't lose." Carlos
It's
Hyde said they were winning the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Well,
if
yeah,
they do,
because
all
he's
the
going
power
to the Seahawks.
No, he said San Francisco.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
he's not
John.
getting re-signed, so.
If Jimmy G pulls off the undefeated season, I'd be so bittersweet about it. Oh god. I mean, obviously, I'm rooting for Jimmy G, but I'd be like, come on, man.
Especially when you've got Brian Hoyer taking snaps for you next year. When Tom Brady gets arrested, him and Coach Spacey.
for kissing his kid for too long.
No, we're
Yeah.
gonna draft a quarterback this year.
I'm
have to.
trying to think of. Brandon, what's the? He was hurt for the Bills last year. He used to play for the Eagles.
Jordan Matthews.
Jordan Matthews. Yep.
Yeah, Jordan Matthews is a free agent too.
He got fucked by getting traded because he had an unhealthy. He went from probably being a guy that again going to probably be in that $8 million range as a very good slot receiver to being hurt, and he caught more passes on less targets than Zay Jones, but an unhealthy season for Jordan Matthews didn't do him any favors because he played banged up a lot
bad
in
offense.
Philadelphia. Yeah, in a bad offense.
Yeah,
So
I think
he's a
wherever
guy
he
that
lands,
lost
he's
a lot
gonna.
of value.
Well, I think wherever he lands, he'll have a bounce back year. He's going to be a good value. Also, Paul Richardson from the Seahawks is available.
In terms of his own money value, Carolina's a team that needs receivers but has such little cap space.
I don't know
say-
what they would do. Dante Moncrief's also a free agent.
Yep.
Dante Moncrief.
Oh, Moncrief.
I was trying to pawn him off for like half the season. I was like, "You sure you guys don't want Dante Moncrief?"
Yeah, like Tim, just drop him. But one thing about Paul Richardson is he has legitimate deep speed. He's about 6'feet, 6'1". He can be pretty acrobatic, and he comes down with the ball a lot on the 50-50s. And I mean, I think a team that pays him probably like $7 million a year gets a pretty decent number 2.
Mm.
So, yeah, I don't think the Seahawks are going to bring him back because unless he goes out there and doesn't get unless people are only offering him like $3 million, then he might come back. But
What about Martavis Bryant?
I
He's
don't know
not a
what's
free
going on.
agent.
Well, I don't know if he get cut.
I doubt it.
All I know is that I want the Patriots to bring back Amendola. If they do, I'll be happy.
Oh, also John Brown's available.
Yeah.
Taylor Gabriel.
See, I want Jarvis Landry, but I think the Patriots are set because they have Edelman coming back. They still have Cook, still have Hogan. Yeah, if you bring back Amendola, then you still have Malcolm Mitchell coming back. So I think then they'll probably draft someone, but they're fine at receiver.
Hot take: I'd rather have Malcolm Mitchell than Julian Edelman.
Well, I mean, Edelman's 32 coming off a knee injury, and Malcolm Mitchell's also coming off a knee injury too.
Coming off of his rookie season, I would have rather had Malcolm Mitchell.
Tim, would you rather have Edelman or Jarvis Landry?
Edelman.
At 32?
Edelman.
I think Edelman's a player that has no value outside of New England.
Edelman's a playmaker. Edelman's a tough SOB. And think
Jarvis
that,
Landry has the most catches in the NFL since coming into the league.
He does, but if I'm taking it right now, Brady has that rapport with Edelman, so I'd rather go Edelman.
Yeah, in Tom versus time, if you notice, the
long-term,
only players that he brought up to do his passing drills with were white receivers. And you said he wasn't a white supremacist, Tim.
He's not a white supremacist.
Then why were only white receivers up with him up in his little training camp he was running?
I don't know. It's Montana. Maybe they have strict laws up there. You don't know. Maybe they've never seen a black person in Montana. You don't know.
I just don't think black people like Montana.
Probably
No,
not.
Tim brings up a valid point. Or listen to this. Another theory. You know who else is in Montana?
Hannah, Montana.
The Unabomber.
Jeff Fisher.
Oh,
Jeff Fisher, next coach of the Patriots. 8-8, here you come.
okay. I was also right though. The Unabomber did live in Montana.
Did he? Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
it was a tight end.
Yes. Can I give a little rundown of the tight end?
Go for
Okay.
it.
Jimmy Graham is a free agent. He will not be returning to the Seahawks.
Jimmy Graham with the Pats.
No. Because they'd probably want him to block, and he doesn't do that. Then I think the Seahawks replace him with Tyler Eifert.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, because we need a guy who can block. We need a guy who's going to be cheaper than normal, and a guy that we can probably get in on like a 1 or 2 year prove it kind of deal. And I think if you want a guy who can block, who can replace those 10 touchdowns in the red zone, and yeah, I think we can get him cheap because obviously his injury
Gotta
history.
Stay on the field though. Gotta stay on the field.
But then we still have guys like Nick Vanette, and they'll probably draft another guy. But we're losing Luke Wilson to Luke Wilson with the 2 L's. He's gone. You're gonna see who else is available. Oh, Trey Burton.
And that's an interesting one. So I think Trey Burton is one of the key pieces for the Eagles to bring back. They've really they're tight up against the cap.
He's gonna get a good deal.
You've got to do some things probably. He's probably going to get a good
years
deal.
old, and he's basically like Jordan.
He's
Reed.
like Evan Ingram. Yeah, he's like Evan Ingram.
I think wherever he goes is going to be exciting.
Happy, yeah. But yeah, the Eagles would have to like cut a couple people, namely Jason Peters, Brent Selleck, and a few other people. I'll get into it later about another player who I want the Eagles to keep that I think is more key, and then another guy that they're going to let walk, I think. But yeah, you got Trey Burton, you got Antonio Gates. If he comes back, he will be a free agent.
Yeah, I think he's retiring.
Just retire a Charger. I don't want to see you in another uniform.
Yeah, I'd be sad.
Yeah, I would too. I want to see the Pats make a run at Jimmy Graham, kind of use him in the role that they used AA Ron in.
I don't think he's got the speed for that anymore, Tim.
I just want him. I just want a Jimmy Graham and Gronk tight end lineup. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, you get 2 6'6" guys.
Well, I mean, my tight end might go to the WWE, so I might need a new one.
Oh, how great would that be if Rob Gronkowski leaves the Patriots for the WWE
and makes more money?
I'd be so sad, but I'd be happy for him. If he leaves football for health reasons and he's concerned about his health, like then by all means, like go.
But then you can't be concerned about health and then go to the WWE.
Yeah.
Well, those guys don't get hurt as often as football players do.
Whoa, sir.
No, they don't.
Sir, they work 300 days a year.
They don't get CTE.
Yes, they do. There's a huge brain trauma. Yes, they do, Tim. There's a huge lawsuit against the WWE right now for brain trauma.
I'm sure it's not nearly as bad as football players' long-term health.
I think it's worse.
No, I think more football players later in life have more problems than WWE wrestlers.
Ric Flair wrestled till he was 60-something years old. He still wrestles.
I think that's proof to Tim's point.
No.
Yes. You just argued for Tim.
No. Have you seen Ric Flair?
You can have people wrestling much later than you have people in football.
I've listened to people talk about this with Gronk, and they said that if Gronk goes to the WWE, they said you take about a year or two, you train and learn how to do it, and then they said if Gronk did it, he wouldn't do it full time. He would show up like part time and do part time things with the WWE. That's what he would do.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the full 300 days a year.
Yeah, he wouldn't be like in every single WrestleMania event or whatever it was.
You know who's gonna do every single event? Who's a bigger name than Rob Gronkowski?
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. You're damn right. So for you to think that Gronk is a higher earner than Ronda Rousey, John Cena, The Rock, or Brock Lesnar, you crazy.
I never said he would.
I said he would make more money
those are
than
the
the
people
NFL.
that work part-time.
I didn't say he'd make more money. I said he'd probably work part-time.
I doubt it, sir. Highly doubt it.
We'll agree to disagree. But yeah, I think that wrestling is a lot safer than football. And
No, sir. No.
John Tiger.
Yeah, I'm going with Tim on this one.
Thank you. So
Y'all don't even know.
wrestling's fake anyway.
True.
You tell that to Brock Lesnar, sir.
I will. Where
He
is
plays for keeps. See his daughter? Tim, I'd pick Brock Lesnar's daughter in a fight over you. I sent you that picture of her.
I know,
She's
I would-
terrifying. She's terrifying.
Yeah, she's pretty scary. Yeah, so, well, instead of going through all the defensive positions, I would just say that I heard this rumor the other day, and I was like, please don't. I heard the Patriots might pick up Revis. It's like, don't. Why?
Yeah,
Let him
no,
go.
I don't believe
Let him
that.
walk. He sucks now. Just let him go.
You know what rumor I heard that I absolutely hate?
What?
One of the big Ndamukong Suh, gonna be a big name free agent, even though complete bust.
Gonna play for the Eagles for free?
Yeah, I do not want Ndamukong Suh at all. At all.
Yeah,
I hate him.
why would you want to have to rotate Jernigan out for him?
Exactly. Or what? You're gonna have him rush the passer? Why? Because on third down, our pass rushers are Vinny Curry, Derek Barnett, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham. Who do you cycle out for Ndamukong Suh there?
Vinny Curry.
I'd rather have Vinny Curry rush the passer.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the Eagles defense ain't broke.
No, they're gonna cut Vinny Curry though.
I think you're going to see the Seahawks not re-sign Sheldon Richardson.
Nope.
I think
Back
he's
to
going to
the
be free
Jets.
agent. No, Jets don't want him. The reason the Jets gave him a franchise tag rather than a long-term contract is they were worried that as soon as he got paid, he'd stop trying. So if he's going to want like 12 to 16 million a year, then I think we should let him walk and use that money to sign it Andrew Norwell. But
Yep.
Do you think the Seahawks will try to make a run for Cameron Fleming or Adrian Waddle?
I think they're going to sign a free agent lineman, and I think I hope they keep their first round pick and draft another.
They should, yeah.
Chance Warmack will be there, John.
You know, I would take him.
He's not good anymore. He's not good.
Would still take him.
I want, going to free agency, I mean, obviously I want the Patriots to get better, but I want them to, first and foremost, re-sign Nate Solder and re-sign Dion Lewis. Everyone else can go if they have to. Anyone else who falls in the team, that's fine. But there is really no one out there in the free agent market that could get a decent deal probably than Solder.
I'm telling you right now, Tim, the guy that you're gonna get on a decent deal is Jason Peters.
No, I mean I'd be happy with that too. But
He's
I
not coming back.
I want Nate Solder because, and honestly, I think Nate Solder either comes back to the Patriots or just retires. Because Nate Solder's son has a lot of health issues, and all of his doctors are in the Boston area. So I feel like Nate Solder either resigns for a team-friendly deal or he just flat out walks away.
He plays in the XFL in 2020. Takes a year off. Plays in the XFL. Hot take.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I want Dion Lewis back and Danny Amendola. I mean, the Patriots had so many injuries this year that if they can just get healthy and just add a couple pieces here and there, I mean, they'll be right back where they should be next year, which is in the playoffs, either 1 or 2 seed.
Yep. And I myself,
Who do you-
I would like the Eagles to. The Eagles have the least cap space in the league right now for free agency, so they're gonna have to cut some guys. I forget off the top of my head. It's less than 15 million, which is what which is what Carolina has. So they're probably gonna cut Torrey Smith. They will cut Jason Peters, like I've said. I think they're going to cut Vinny Curry and keep, although they may just cut Chris Long. I don't know. Vinny Curry's definitely the more expensive. Try and trade Vinny Curry if they can. I think they're going to let Patrick Robinson walk. Had a great season this year, but he really stepped up for Ronald Darby. But to pay a 30-plus corner the type of money he's going to want this offseason, I don't think is smart. I think a lot of Robinson's success was actually because of that defensive line and all the pressure they gave him. So they really bought. They helped out that whole back half of the secondary, which other than Patrick Robinson and Malcolm Jenkins was a young secondary. And for the Eagles, you're going to start Jalen Mills next year. They like Jalen Mills. Darby's going to start. You have to work Sidney Jones in as a second-round pick. So it kind of leaves Patrick Robinson on the outs. So Robinson's going to be gone. And I'd like, honestly, the only move I'd like them to make, I want to keep Nigel Bradham. Because if you watch that Super Bowl back or any game this season, Nigel Bradham is all over the field. He makes plays. It's what he does. He makes solid tackles. He reads plays. They entrust him to cover a lot of running backs and tight ends, and he's a smart player. So I would like the Eagles to keep Nigel Bradham, and then they'll probably draft an offensive lineman or two, and who knows what else.
Smashing.
Every
time I hear his name, just smashing.
So that's your
you.
off-season wish list.
Yeah.
You're in control.
Yeah, Nigel Bradham's job number 1. Job number 2, I shop Nick Foles to every team in the NFL.
Okay.
And I see who gives me a first round pick for him, because some team will. I think
I'll give you Brian Hoyer.
Some team is going to be desperate. That team may be Cleveland. Because you probably need you're going to want a 1-year stopgap guy, most likely. Foles is on a friendlier deal than just about anybody that you're going to find in free agency.
Do you guys think there's a conspiracy to make sure amongst the other 31 owners to make sure Cleveland doesn't get a quarterback ever?
I think those are the quarterbacks not wanting to go to Cleveland.
Cleveland conspires against themselves.
Well, no, because obviously the Patriots didn't. I guess Cleveland tried calling the Patriots about Garoppolo, and they were offering the Pats a first-round pick. I heard that the Browns at the trade deadline offered the Patriots the Texans' first-round draft pick that they had for the Deshaun Watson trade,
which would have been a 4. That's the 4th pick.
Which would have ended up, which if we did that, I mean, at the time it would have been a mid-round pick because the Texans were doing good before Watson went down. But yeah, so if we took the Browns up on that deal, then we would have had the 4th overall pick in the draft.
I don't think the Patriots, and especially Bill Belichick, could ever hold a grudge to former teams that he used to work for. No way.
Especially not the Browns or the Jets.
No way.
No, never. But and then I heard the Browns called on Alex Smith too, and the Chiefs just ignored them.
Honestly, the Chiefs got such a good deal for Alex Smith.
Oh, they did.
You get Kendall Fuller to put across from Marcus Peters,
the Strangler,
and a pick, and a 3rd-round pick. Good for them. Cashing out.
Okay.
I heard Oh yeah, John, give us your Seahawks wish list.
Okay, so rebuild time. Here we go. We're gonna take a little step back next year, for us to be able to win a Super Bowl later.
You're blowing up.
I think you have to. I think so. You obviously let the running backs walk. You take a guy like Carlos Hyde. You let Paul Richardson walk, but you have to get a second guy in there. If that's like Dante Moncrief at a short deal, then fine, get him. I'd like to go after a tight end that can block. Nick Vannett we took in the 3rd round a few years ago. He was the best blocking tight end coming out of college. And if he gets a starting chance, then that's fine. But if you can get another guy that can also block and run that 2 tight end packages, then I would prefer that. We need to push hard for Andrew Norwell. And if not, then we need to spend that 1st-round pick on... There's a couple good interior linemen projected around the mid-1st round. So I'd like that. I've heard rumors, and I want this to happen, to trade Michael Bennett. Even though he didn't have the sack numbers last year, he did have a lot of pressures. Enough pressures to actually justify his contract. It's just whether or not team's going to be willing to give us anything for him. But
you got to cut Cliff Averill.
Cliff Averill's probably going to retire. That'll
Injury
save us like $9 million.
Yeah.
We're going to let Sheldon Richardson walk. I would get the compensatory 3rd rounder next year. I would actually shop KJ Wright. He makes about $8 million a year.
blowing the defense up. John says, "Fuck your defense."
Do you think Sherman will be back?
Yes. I don't think we're going to be able to get anything for a guy who's going to be turning 30 and coming off an Achilles injury.
Cam Chancellor probably gone though, right?
Well, they're not going to get rid of
say.
him. That's the thing, is because his contract's guaranteed whether or not he passes the physical. It's guaranteed against it. So if we cut him, we'd only save like a couple $100,000 anyway. So I think we're just going to keep him and hope he plays through something or comes back. And if not, he retires and then whatever, we paid him. But we're not getting out from under the contract. There have been rumors about Earl Thomas leaving. I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer, and he's still in the prime of his career. He would warrant 2 first-round picks, is what everyone's saying. That's what he would go for, linked to teams like Dallas. But if I had to keep a guy in the secondary, I would keep him most of all. We need to re-sign Bradley McDougall. I think he's our most important re-sign. Because he filled in for Earl Thomas when he missed games, and he filled in well for Cam Chancellor. He's worth being a starter on pretty much any team in the NFL. And if Cam Chancellor can't play, then he's going to be a full-time strong safety that can play both positions. But I mean, of the guys I would like to not shop, I would like to not shop KJ. But I think this team needs to be built around 3 players, and 3 players only, really. And that's Russell Wilson, and then that's going to be Earl Thomas and Bobby Wagner. And I think that's it. Like, those are the 3. I would shop Justin Britt, our center, because he makes about $8 million, $7 or $8 million. And for the level he produces that's not right. Yeah, it's just like the problem with the Seahawks and cap right now is we've paid too much money for what's considered to be our middle class of players, like our middle tier of talent, has too much money tied up in it. So, like, I have no problem with how much we pay, like, Doug Baldwin and Russell, and how much we pay Jimmy Graham, people like that, but paying, like, Justin Britt what we pay him for what he produces is not good. Obviously, keeping Dwayne Brown is important, but I'd like to see, obviously, an offensive line improvement is the most important thing for us.
Did you get a new kicker yet?
No, yeah, we're going to need a new kicker. We have.
I think they already signed one.
Yeah, we have
Scobie?
Jason Myers.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah, we have Jason Myers, and we need a new punter because John Ryan, I think, is done. So
is he retiring, or are they just going to cut him?
No, I think they're just going to cut him because he cost us $3 million, and he had a horrible season for us. So, and there's actually, I heard, 2 decent punters in the draft. Yeah. So that's what I would work on. Just, but the problem with the Seahawks right now is because we bet it all on last year. Yeah. With a trade for Sheldon Richardson and for Dwayne Brown. Mm-hmm. So our picks this year are going to be the 18th overall, a 3rd rounder, a 4th rounder, a 5th rounder, and a 7th rounder. That's all we got. So, if we could trade like Michael Bennett for a guy or for a pick, maybe like a 3rd rounder, I would be happy. And I would work on extending Frank Clark before he ends up with like a Olivier Vernon style contract on the free market.
Yeah.
Because that's what he would end up getting. So, yep, that's the Seahawks offseason if I were in control.
Yeah. What else we got? Help me out, friends.
Well, you guys want to move on from football?
It was Valentine's Day.
It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for listeners on like how to get a girlfriend, how to be a good catch?
Well, I've learned that just your girlfriend's always right, even when she's wrong.
Correct.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't follow that mantra
I'm kidding. No, just be yourself. Just be a good guy and listen and show your girl that you care.
Okay, ready for this?
Yeah.
From the first episode of the Men for All Seasons podcast, I talked about something called the shit test. So the shit test is, I don't know if it's conscious or not. It might just not be. But a girl will test you. They'll see if you still have a backbone at all. See if you have a spine. Like, in the moment, they may want you to say yes to something. Like, hey, you can go get a pedicure with me. And then, like, you're like, if you say yes, like, oh, maybe she'll be happy in the moment. But guess what? You failed the shit test. You got to be able to say no, and you got to be able to say, like, stand up for yourself and say, fuck that, I'm not going there.
Oh, I've said that many times. I don't want to go to a pedicure.
Yeah, okay. Those are little shit tests. You got to pass those shit tests by saying no. Well, seriously, like.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like those little things that like seem okay in the moment, but then later you lose respect for. You lose your man card. You turn it in.
Then you end up as the bag bitch.
Yeah.
The bag bitch.
Yeah, you don't want to be the bag bitch.
Just like, hold my bags while I do some shit and try and get dicked down by another guy.
Yeah, I don't think being a nice guy's a good piece of advice. I think there's a reason why 50 Shades of Grey is the #1 selling book of all time. Like, non-religious book.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Hey, it's nature. It's how things are. You got to be able to go out into the world, and you got to compete for resources and bring home the bacon.
Now we've kind of glazed over one of them. You have to always be looking to improve yourself too, in some ways, whether that be physically or physically, either your body, like you're just taking care of yourself. Like everybody, I'll admit it. In my relationship, first year, put on some weight, got added on some body fat, and what have I done to correct that? I went on a diet.
There you go.
I lost some weight. I cut my hair like a gay Brazilian man. No, so that's the biggest thing is you can't get too complacent. You have to always look to upgrade yourself in some way, whether it be mentally, what you're bringing to the relationship, learn a skill, cook, whatever like that. Physically, improving your appearance, and honestly, make sure your girl's dick down. Sex your girl good. Make sure she stays sexed.
Brandon, we are a family-friendly show.
This is family-friendly because this is how you make families.
Yeah. Talking about making babies.
Yeah, you can't be a family-friendly show if we're giving
you can't
guys
create
advice.
A family.
Yeah, if we're giving guys advice that don't lead to families.
Did you guys do anything? Did you guys do anything fun for Valentine's Day?
Well, hold on, we're still on the advice.
Oh, we're still
section.
giving advice. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
If you go to the gym, I'm not saying you have to be a bodybuilder or anything like that, but lifting improves your posture. If you're a person that has to sit at a desk a lot or like typing, doing things like that, bad posture is it's instantly maybe knocks a point off your attractiveness scale.
And it's subconscious too.
Yeah.
Most people don't think like, oh, they have shitty posture. For the most part, you don't normally look at someone immediately and say, oh, you have shitty posture.
But if you have like good posture,
thing.
it helps. Let's say if you just deadlift a little bit properly, then like that creates like it just naturally pulls your shoulder blades back.
Yeah.
Keeps
you stand
your head
up
erect.
straight.
Yeah. Give yourself a few inches when you're standing up that way.
You're like, oh, they got some confidence. They got some swagger. It's appealing.
I have a piece of advice that kind of relates to the gym.
Okay.
Don't be gross. Actually take care of yourself and be a presentable human being.
Yeah, try to smell nice.
Yeah, because there are these people, and every time Ashley and I go to the gym, because we usually go when she gets home from work every day, and after she gets home, and there are these 3 people. It's 2 guys and a girl. I think like there's a couple and then an older guy. They wear the same thing every single day, and they smell horrible.
Yeah, wash your shit.
You can be across the gym and you smell them.
I was next to a woman today that smelled like a bologna sandwich, and I wanted to get sick. Like, it disgusted me.
Do you guys, you know how like dirty sneakers smell?
Yeah. I get that foot spray.
picture like dirty sneakers on steroids with like horrible ball sweat.
Ooh.
That's what it smells like, and it's awful. And I remember Ashley and I were doing I think it was back and shoulders exercises, and we were over by the free weights. These people came over, and they're the kind of people too that just sit around and talk, like they don't even lift. They just go and like they sit on benches and don't say anything, and they smelled horrible. And Ashley ended up taking our weights and like went across the gym and like worked out on the other side because we couldn't stand it anymore. It was so bad. So yeah, practice cleanliness and good hygiene, and don't smell because you don't want to be known as the smelly person.
Yeah, if you can get some butt wipes, those dramatically increase your life. The health benefits. Fashion wise, I have some advice.
I feel like John and I's fashion advice completely different.
Yes. So I made a rule for myself that when I was the age of 24, I'd be able to buy myself a leather jacket. And I did. And
oh, you got it?
Yeah, I went to, was it Macy's? Yeah, I went into Macy's.
I thought we were going together.
Oh, sorry. No, I came across too good of a deal.
I understand, it happens.
So we went to Macy's and we're looking around. And I got, I'll show it to you some other time, Brandon.
Yeah.
And Tim. But it's like, imagine like a varsity jacket, but like brown leather. And I think it looks real awesome. And it was like $600 marked down to $200.
Okay.
I think all you have to do for guys' fashion is wear whatever fucking t-shirts you want, right? Like get a V-neck or just a regular white crew top or whatever, long sleeve t-shirt, whatever you want to wear, sweatshirt, and then you just put on a leather jacket over it, and boom, transported back into the 1950s. You look like a badass. Girls love it. The smell of the leather is nice. Like you can wear jeans with it. You can wear dress pants with it. You could wear obviously not like shorts or anything, but I mean for could. Like, yeah, but I mean like from fall through winter,
you'd
through
look
spring.
Ridiculous, but you could do it.
Yeah, but I just think it should be a staple of every man's wardrobe, and I wanted to wait till I was 24 because I think any earlier I'd probably look a little ridiculous if I was in like high school with a leather jacket.
I had a leather jacket in high school and I felt weird wearing it.
Yeah, but now it feels great. It feels real great.
No, we went to.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. Remember the kid we went to high school with who wore like the long leather trench coat every day?
Yeah, that's what.
That was Indiana Jones. He's Neo Jones. Neo Jones.
Neo Jones.
He's different.
Guys, okay, for the listeners, this is he wore a cowboy hat, so he looked like Indiana Jones, but he wore a long black trench coat like Neo from the Matrix. So we called him Neo Jones.
And he was like Indian or something. Like he was some sort of brown skin. He was not white, and he had a long black ponytail.
Yes.
He was a nice guy. It was just funny.
Was he? Because I never heard him speak.
I used to talk to him every now and then.
You went into it?
I'd be in the lunchtime with him occasionally. And
Tim was just trying to make sure that he didn't get killed in the school shooting. Just in case.
Always be nice to people.
Yeah. But
so my fashion advice a little different than John. I'm not saying you have to dress like me. I'm definitely by far the most fashion forward of the group. I rock I rock a pair of black ripped jeans pretty often. I have a pair of like a gray silver boot. I call them my dress boots. I've got like gray chuckers. I have like 25 pairs of shoes, and I almost never wear all of them. I wear like bomber jackets and shit, so I'm definitely more fashion forward. Like I said, I cut my hair like a gay Brazilian man.
If you have to put a one word or a couple word description to your aesthetic, what would it be? Because I'm going for like kind of like modern fascism, man.
Oh, mine is fascism.
Totalitarian, man.
let's see. During the summer, I just dress like a fuck because I want to be comfortable. It's
Oh, yeah,
hot and I want to be comfortable.
It's way
so I
too
wear
warm
gym
to
shit.
not wear
Yeah,
just gym shit.
yeah. So I wear gym shit during the summer. During fall, winter, spring, I would say
Fall, winter, and spring are the only times you can actually dress up.
correct. I would say fall, winter, and spring. I like to consider myself a modern throwback because I like to the way I cut my hair and everything is coming back in style, but it's similar to anywhere from 1920 to 1950. But some of the clothes I wear are a lot more modern, I guess. So modern, sophisticated, modern. I don't look like a fuck, I guess.
See, the
I
only
like to-
problem I think with that is like you could run into fads where things come in and out of style quickly.
I mean, a lot of my staples though, like dark jeans, are always good. I'll rock some khakis. My hair is whatever. That's honestly, pliable hair is the best thing about being a white person. You can do anything with your hair. What other race has that?
I mean, it would be just Asian people probably, right?
Hair's too thin. They get some thin hair.
I guess true. And then black people obviously have some limited options.
Yeah.
It's like either you buzz it, you got to go to the barber once a week, or you go dreadlocks. There's really not much in between.
Or afro.
Yeah. So I guess you got 4 options. And one of them requires you going to the barber like every week.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Strong beards, though. Strong beards.
Oh yeah.
Probably the best beards, honestly.
You guys ready to be taken to fashion school?
Yeah.
So as I would hope you guys may see me out in public wearing jeans.
Yeah, whenever you wear jeans, I consider that you dressed up.
See,
Yep.
I'm of the
Outside of school.
Yes, I'm of the mindset that I like to be comfortable. So there are many times where I will go out to dinner and to the movies, and I'll just rock, especially during the winter time. In the fall, I'll just rock sweatpants and like a nice pair of sweatpants and sweatshirt because if I'm gonna be going out to eat, I want to eat, so I want to be comfy. I don't want, if I'm gonna have a food coma, I want to be able to have, my stretchy pants.
Tim, listen, they've solved this problem.
Yeah, you gotta get the
Eagles-
American Eagle jeans.
American Eagle stretchy jeans, man. I can do a full high kick in my jeans.
Did I tell you guys?
Yep, go for it.
Oh,
Go for it.
Did I tell you guys what happened? How I can't wear American Eagle or Old Navy jeans anymore?
Why?
Because they rip.
Not stretchy jeans, bro.
The stretchy ones don't.
Well,
They're
no,
new. They're new.
Oh well, did I tell you guys the story of when? I mean, thank God Ashley and I had already been together for like over a year. But if this was the first date, it would have been so embarrassing.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I was wearing jeans and we came out of Longhorns and I was going in the car and like these jeans were a little tighter. They were a little tighter on the crotch on me. And I got in the car and I just heard like, and I was like, oh no. And I looked and like the entire crotch of my jeans just ripped and it was like wide open. And I was like,
Would
oh
that
no.
be a bad move, Tim? Tim, think about it though. Bad move or bold move if that was a first date?
Well, the thing is, we were still going to the movies. So
Oh yeah, you were.
Theaters
You're
are
about to
dark.
make a movie.
I looked at Ashley and I was like, can you go to Target and buy me sweatpants? So she did. She went into Target and bought me sweatpants.
So
And-
oh no, finish your story. I'll
Oh
go
no,
on.
I was just gonna say they were like the cheapest sweatpants. I mean, I told her to buy like the cheapest pair you could find, but I think she found them in like the women's section and they were big. So she's like, here you go, you can wear these. So
For some reason, I still to this day have the hardest time wearing sweatpants out. I can't do it. I don't know if it is the stretchy jeans have changed my life to the point where I don't need to wear sweatpants, but even so I'll get to the story after this. This week Monday when I was at the air, I couldn't even bring myself to wear sweatpants to the airport. I put my jeans back on.
They're pretty comfortable.
Like Oh yeah, and these are the ripped ones too. They were my favorite jeans because I can't wear them in any other situation because I can't wear them to work, but I'm a dime piece in them. They make my butt look so big, showing off my donk. So yeah, no, I can't bring myself to wear sweatpants out anymore unless I'm like going grocery shopping or shit like that. But like to a public place where I actually semi care about my appearance, even though I know no one, can't do it. But Tim, stretchy jeans.
I'll look into them.
Change your life, man.
I'll look into them.
I work in them every day. I have yet to rip a single pair.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you guys know. So it's like I think I have a good in between here. So you can wear the sweatshirt, like wear a pullover, hoodie, whatever, and you throw the leather jacket over it, and you wear your stretchy jeans, and you put on your pair of Nikes, and you're good.
See, and you guys have like the nice hair. Like, you know me, I've had the same haircut since I've been 5. I just shaved my head.
Hey, bald is beautiful, man.
It is beautiful. So and
I was in the same boat, Tim. I used to cut it, and one day I said, enough is enough. I'm growing it.
see, your hair grows better than mine does. My hair grows like back and out. And I used to have,
What
and
you
now I'm
need to
losing
do,
my hair. So
you
it's all
need to go
going
for the
in
Ben Franklin.
the Ben Franklin.
There you go, Tim. I still say Tim was always opposed to it, but I still say Tim should go for the Drew Gooden. Shaved head, just nice, big, burly beard.
Yeah.
So maybe
It's
someday.
always been the look I've imagined for Tim.
That'd be kind of funny.
No, seriously, like
It's not even a
Ever
joke,
since-
Tim.
well, ever
No, I
since
know, I know.
Michael Jordan started shaving his head, like people that could grow hair started shaving their head just
Yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
have a bald head.
Be like Mike.
Yeah, like what's that guy in the new DirecTV commercial? That you guys see that?
No.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about,
so
man.
I don't know. Some guy jumps through a window and he looks all tactical and shit, and he's got a goatee and he's bald. It's like that's the ideal, like tough guy look.
Yeah, Tim, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah,
Shaved
yeah.
head,
Don't call
goatee.
it.
Or big beard and shaved head, but yeah, shaved head.
Or Walter White. Crazy Meth
overrated.
Man.
Yeah,
Crazy
but I think you can be a little tougher
Overrated.
looking than
I've never even really watched Breaking Bad. I just know Walter White.
it's okay.
It's overrated. Honestly, I think it's one of the most overrated shows to ever be on.
I think
Oh,
so.
speak-
too.
That and Mad Men.
Never
Mad
watched
Men's a
Mad Men.
shit show.
Speaking
Good
of entertainment, you can add a movie to the list of movies I watched and I absolutely hated.
Oh man,
So it's not
this must
just
have been bad.
it's not just Justice League anymore. I saw the new Mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
Oh no.
Oh, you watched it on demand?
No, it was technically, well, it was on TV. I recorded it,
Mm-hmm.
but it was so bad. Oh my god, was it stupid?
You know they're doing a whole universe of monster movies, right?
See, I don't know if they are anymore because I was looking into it and it said a lot of the pictures are being scrapped.
Has the Wolfman one been scrapped? I don't know. They've got a lot of
didn't-
money tied up in it because The
And
Rock is supposed to be in it.
See, I heard maybe that one, but they were supposed to remake the Frankenstein, it was supposed to be Dracula, Van Helsing, which I was excited about. Johnny Depp was supposed to be the Invisible Man. That one's still in development, but there's no dates on it yet.
That's another one that if they go farther, you've got so much money tied up in Johnny Depp, you almost have to make the movie.
Yeah, but this movie I was looking forward to seeing last year, and I think I even brought this up on like my top 10 movies I wanted to see last year.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
And oh god, it was such a bad movie. Like, the premise of it was stupid.
I only want to know one thing.
What?
Was Tom Cruise's running on point yet again?
It was, but
Yes.
I was disappointed because he didn't run as much as I was hoping he would.
Man, I just want to watch a movie where it's just him running like a 5K. Just going all out.
Yes,
Patriots Day from his perspective as one of the marathon runners. John,
Yeah.
like he plays a Kenyan.
but yeah, and so that movie was just really bad. But I watched it. I watched the whole way through, and I do not recommend it. It pains me to say this because the original Mummy movies aren't very good. But they're into like I liked them when I was a kid and they were nostalgia, and I've watched them recently and they're okay. They're corny, but they're okay.
Brendan Fraser's a terrible actor. That's what I get when I watch those movies now.
And I mean, it's like I watch it, but I enjoy watching the mummy movies, like from the late '90s, early 2000s. Now I watch, this mummy movie. I'm like, this sucks.
Can I admit a guilty admittance? I have a guilty admittance here. Yes. I've seen the new Mummy movie twice.
Oh, Brandon, did you like the movie?
No, I actually think it's so shitty.
Why'd you watch it twice?
I watched it Tuesday because I was real tired and I needed something to watch while I fell asleep.
I watched it Tuesday too.
Yeah, I was chilling. I was very tired. Can I get into my whole ordeal of what happened to me?
Yeah. You need to rant about Texas.
All right. No, not Texas's fault. Texas, I fucking love Texas, honestly. I didn't get my rental car. Whatever. No big deal. I actually saved the company money by not getting a rental car. I found a friend. His name was Marcus. He was from Monroe, Louisiana. Down helping at the same place I was. Rode with him every day. Awesome. He was a real cool guy. We talked a lot. We found this real cool food place where I ate Southern cooking all week. Fantastic. Texas fun. I worked a shit ton. Don't get me wrong. I was real tired. All I basically did was work, eat, sleep, repeat. That's all I did. Didn't really drink much or anything. Now I'm flying home Sunday from Houston. I have a layover in Chicago. I fly to Chicago Midway Airport and get off my flight. And I hear a gentleman on the phone say, they're canceling all Southwest flights. And he hangs up his phone as I'm walking by. I am supposed to have an hour and a half layover. Whatever. Not a big deal. I'll get a beer. Whatever I'll eat. I'll be back at the gate in time to board my flight.
What airline are you flying with?
Southwest. Fuck Southwest.
Okay.
So I go over to this gentleman and I say, sir, did I just hear you correctly? Southwest is canceling all their flights? He goes, that's what it looks like, man. Go check the board. So I check. And Southwest flies 90% of this airport. No exaggeration. There are 4 terminals between there's 2 for Delta and then 2 other smaller international companies. One just goes to Toronto, Canada, it looks like, and the other goes to a couple places in Mexico. So the rest is Southwest, and this is not a small airport either. It's not close to as big as O'Hare in Chicago, but it's a large airport, like larger than every airport in our area other than Logan. So I look at the board, and what do you know? Every flight out of this fucking airport is canceled. Every flight. No flight is getting out. So I proceed to wait in a line for upwards of 2.5 hours to rebook my flight, to which they tell me, yes, sir, we can book you a flight for 10 p.m. tomorrow. To which I responded, cool. I will take a voucher and you can tell me where baggage claim is and point me in the direction of how to get to O'Hare Airport, because I know for a fact that they're flying to Boston. And they refused to give me a voucher, didn't give me anything, couldn't even tell me where the fuck the closest hotel was. Least helpful people on earth. I could fucking slap this woman. Should have. She deserved it.
Sharia
I asked
law
why
now.
the flights. I asked why the flights were canceled. They were like, "Sir, we've had a weather event. It's been cold and it's snowed 9 days in a row." I go, "Ma'am, there's less than a foot of snow on the ground right now, and you're cold. It's not even below 0. This is Chicago. Are you not prepared for cold weather at all? Because it's only February, and it gets cold in Chicago and it snows." I was very grumpy. I was not happy. So I was I was less of a hassle than other people to deal with because I really didn't raise my voice at all. I was just kind of a dick. Where other people were getting yelled, like one guy probably
he was probably a good 12 or 15 people in front of me. They called airport security on because he tried to run back onto his flight.
Why?
For some reason, he thought that would get him back out because it was only supposed to be a layover for him. But no flight left that night. So it turns out Southwest didn't order any de-icer. They ran out of de-icer. It's the second time at this airport they've done it. So fuck you for not being prepared. They told me, I said, all right, cool. You're not going to do anything for me. I can't afford a $600 flight right now. I can't pull $600 out of my account, fly, and then have bills taken out tomorrow. So, cool. Let's, why don't you tell me what are the earlier flights you can have to get me out of here? They're like, well, everything's booked, and I only have 2 other flights. I literally tried to get to Providence, Boston, Hartford, and Manchester because we live in a fantastic area. We're about an hour away from all 4 of those.
Mm-hmm.
They had no flights to one of them, 2 flights to another that they go, awesome. We have an earlier flight to Boston and Hartford. I go, oh yeah, what times? 9:55 p.m.
5 minutes.
I was like, oh, 5 minutes. Awesome. No, thanks. What else you got? When are you going to Providence? They're like, oh, well, you can get here early and try and get on the 9 a.m. flight. It's sold out. And then we have one more at 3. I go,
it's sold out, but try to get here.
So I was very grumpy at first because then after bitching at this lady, I waited in another line to try and go get my checked bag. I waited in that line for another 2 hours. I landed at 11:30 in Chicago.
PM?
AM.
AM,
no.
Okay.
I had a very early flight in Houston. I left for the airport at 5:30. So I wait in this line. I'm about a quarter of the way. So 3/4 of the way through the line. I'm getting closer to the check bag thing. I know it's going to take a while because there are literally thousands of people that have just had their flight canceled. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, cool. All of a sudden these people make an announcement. If you're going to your same destination, you might as well get out of this line. We're going to ship your bags on the first flight out to your destination tomorrow. If you're going to a different destination, wait in this line. You have to fill out a form. It's taking 4 to 6 hours to get bags.
Oh, Jesus.
I have just sat in this line for 2 hours for fucking nothing at this point. I text and call all the proper people with my job, get set up at a hotel, whatever. So now I go outside to wait for the shuttle. I have been at this airport now over 4 hours. I wait in this line to get on a shuttle. You'd think, oh, wow, we just canceled all of our flights. Maybe run more than one shuttle? Because most of the hotels near this airport, there's a large bank of hotels that are about 2 or 3 miles away. They're very close in proximity. So you would think maybe get all your shuttles out. That would, right? I'm not thinking crazy here. Get all your fucking shuttles out.
Brand, you're being very unreasonable right now.
So get all your people there. No. So I wait in this line for another hour and 15 minutes, and I still haven't gotten on this shuttle. And I say, fuck it, and I take an Uber. I get there where they're not letting me use the card because I had booked. This had been booked for me through work. This hotel. I had found the hotel and everything and just sent them all the info of who to call. They're not letting me use this card, so I now have to pay for this hotel out of my pocket. I get reimbursed from work, whatever, but kind of a pain in the dick at this point. I pay for this hotel. I go. I FaceTime my girlfriend for like an hour and 15 minutes. I take a nap. Cool. I go eat at a TGI Fridays. The gay waiter probably thinks I'm gay and single because I'm alone. My hair is slicked back. I've got a nicely trimmed beard. It's not as nicely trimmed as it is now. I'm wearing gray. I'm wearing black ripped jeans. Oh, so I don't have all I have is my carry-on bag. In this carry-on bag, I have 2 pairs of shorts, some sweatpants that are dirty that I've already worn multiple times. I wore them to work out one day. The one day I worked out after work was a Saturday. I've worn these sweatpants to work out. I went for a run in them. So these smell like just complete asshole. I've got a t-shirt that I'm currently wearing, not the one that I'm wearing on the show right now, but like the t-shirt that I was wearing there, and then I have like this light Nike long sleeve hooded sweatshirt similar to what you got me for Christmas, John, just lighter because it was going to be warm in Texas.
Yeah.
It's going to be so this is all and then I have my computer, my charger, a book, and my phone charger. That's it. I am not prepared for Chicago weather. I'm not prepared to stay in Chicago. So this man thinks I'm gay. I'm dressed very nicely. And I've got on my Jordans, my silver and white and orange cheetah print Jordans. So I'm looking like a whole snack to this man. He thinks he's gonna get them.
You're eating alone too.
I'm eating alone and I'm getting drunk. Like I have not eaten since 7 a.m. because I got to I didn't eat at the airport because little did I know once I went down to the bag check, they weren't letting you go back up to eat in the restaurants, even though there are no flights out of there. I don't know what the fuck the TSA. There's no TSA people actually waiting at the thing. They're just making sure you don't go back in the concourse part of the airport. So I can't go back and eat. By the time I got to the hotel, I'm fucking exhausted because I've been up since 3:30 at this point. I'm tired. I check in. It's about 5 o'clock or so, or maybe 4 o'clock. It's about 4 or 5 o'clock. I forget which now. So I take a nap. I eat. I have like 3 tall beers, but I haven't eaten, and I have these all before I get my food.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm getting real tipsy real quick. This man thinks he's gonna bang me for sure. He's hoping I'm stuck in Chicago. Whatever, I'm real nice. He was very attentive to me. He got me my food and my drinks very quickly. So he was
gonna give you the ditka.
He was tipped well. No, he was gonna get the ditka. This was for sure a black twink. His name was Carrie.
I like the terms you're pulling out here.
Thanks. His name was
You got to be
Harry.
able to identify who's a top and who's a bottom.
Yeah, he was a bottom. He was for sure. Like if he was on Grindr, his position would be bottom versus bottom.
Wait, is that actually a designation on that app?
I feel like it is. I'm 100% positive that's got to be a
It
designation.
has to be, right? It's got to be like male or female on any other dating app.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we go. I wake up the next day. I'm not good at sleeping in strange places. First of all, hotel great, bed real comfy, whatever, but I'm not good at sleeping in new places. So I sleep like absolute shit. Like I wake up, I have to go to the vending machines. I get myself like 3 waters. This is only like 12:30 because I went back to my room and passed out from like 4 or 5 drinks, but I hadn't eaten. So I go back to my room, I pass out, I wake up at like midnight, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so thirsty. And I like to sleep cold. I like to be cold when I sleep. I try and put this, the room temperature thing down to like 63, 62. Won't let me go past 67. I'm getting very grumpy now. I'm already in my underwear. I don't want to catch something from these sheets. I walk down to the vending machines, buy like 3 waters in just my underwear. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I down these waters. I go back to bed, attempt to. I wake up like 4 times. Finally at 3:30, I'm like, I'm up for the day. I'm good. I'm up. I wait. I watch some TV, watch Netflix, whatever. I go down, I try and eat breakfast. I'm too nervous about this day. Breakfast opens at 6. I am waiting for them to open continental breakfast. I am anxious. I just want to get the fuck out of Chicago at this point. I can't eat because I'm so nervous. I have like 3 sausages. That's it. And then I get on the tram or the shuttle to get me to the airport. I am at this airport at 6:40 in the morning. My flight is not till 10 p.m.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the fuck out of Chicago. I'm
Your
trying to
flight's at
take
10.
any.
I'd sleep in. I'd just like hang out.
I would have gone and see the sights.
Somebody tried to recommend that to me, and I told them if I could go back in time, I would make the Philadelphia Eagles fans burn down the city of Chicago. Someone else asked me why I didn't go see the sights, and my response was "fuck Chicago."
Yeah, you don't want
I
to get
hate
shot.
Chicago.
Actually, you know what, Brandon? I'm on your side on this. I'm not leaving that hotel or airport.
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess I'm on your side too.
I don't want to go anywhere. They're like, "Oh, you should have gone and bought clothes." I'm like, "Why am I gonna give them money? I'm mad that I'm here. I want to go home. Like, I wanted to see my girlfriend and my cat the day before. I was excited to go home on Saturday, and I didn't leave till Sunday. So I'm ready to go home. I get to this airport. I get through security by like 7:00, 7:15, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go put my name in, and I'm gonna get on this 9 a.m. flight." So I go. I put my name in, and my girlfriend texts me. She goes, "Hey, did you know there were 2 earlier flights than this that weren't full to Providence?" I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, they had 2 flights at 5:30 to Providence."
Oh,
Didn't bother to tell me. These people didn't bother to tell me about it when I said, "Give me the earliest flight you can to Providence. I will get here." So I'm a little grumpy.
They didn't believe you. They're like, nah, this guy can't. He doesn't get up that early.
I'm a little grumpy. I comes to like 8:00. I hear final boarding call for passenger whatever on flight to, I think it was BWI Baltimore, and then continued service to Providence. So there's 3 flights now that I have not been informed about to Providence. Okay, whatever. My name is 3rd on this standby list to get onto this flight to Providence at 9:10. One guy gets on. They tell him he's going to get on. His name is, because there's a screen that shows your standby name and position, and then people from the standby list who get through. This man's name is on there. He was first, and all of a sudden it goes away, but he doesn't get put back on the standby list. His name is just gone. I have moved up to 2nd. I am getting extremely optimistic. I have family and girlfriend pumping me up, telling me, "You're going to get on this flight, and you're going to be home early." And I'm like, awesome. So as it starts to board, I go over and wait by the desk, and I'm talking to the girl who's from California. She's an engineer who has to be in Providence for work currently, and she's also trapped in Chicago. We're talking, and the woman comes over and says, "Oh, you two will probably get on this flight. Looks like there's room." Awesome. I'm ecstatic. I'm like, "Oh, nice. This is all extra time I'm going to have at home. I won't have to take a day off from work tomorrow or Tuesday." Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the lady comes back after everyone boards. "Oh, there's only room for 1. And the girl starts apologizing to me. I'm like, "Hey, no problem. Not your fault. I can find other flights." So this girl gets on, whatever, flight leaves. I try an 11:00 flight.
You should have pulled her off that plane and got on yourself.
I should have
Chivalry's
paid
dead.
her. I should have paid someone. So I try an 11:00 flight. That one's overbooked. They don't take anybody. Okay. Now on this 9:00 flight, I make sure to ask, as I find out that I don't get on, I'm number 1 in standby position. I make sure to ask, does my name carry over to other flights in this terminal, in this exact terminal? Like not even just the terminal, the same gate. The same gate. Woman's, yes. As I'm doing this, she's like, "Oh, but just so you know, we just took a frequent flyer member, and he bumps you down because frequent flyers get priority status on standby lists." Like, wow, that guy can go eat a dick. So there's a 1:00 flight. I find out. Awesome. Let me try and get on this one. I wait in this gate. I do not move. I waited. There was another flight before that one, so I stay in the same gate in the same seat. I read my book. Being a good little egg, I read my book. I wait for this flight to who dunk where the fuck ever. I go up and I go get a beer because I'm like, oh, I got time to kill. I'm on this standby list, whatever. I don't have to do anything. I go up this flight, the other flight takes off, our new standby list is up. And I'm looking and I'm like, a lot of people on this standby list. Wow, I'm in good shape. I'm up towards the top, and then I look again. My name is not on this list at all. So I go up to this woman and I say, excuse me, I was told there was a previous flight at 9:10 in this same gate to Providence, and I was number 2 on that list, and now there are 9 people signed up, and I'm not on this list at all. What happened? She's like, oh, your name doesn't carry over. I go, what do you mean my name doesn't carry over? I was told it did. Can you put me on here and possibly move me up to at least below the frequent flyers like I was told? Well, sir, it has to be the exact same gate and you have to do it. I was like, yeah, this was the exact same gate, lady. I've been here since 7 a.m. This is the same gate. This woman gives no fucks about me. I'm like, yeah, I was on the flights canceled yesterday. I want to go home. This woman, no fucks. Talk to somebody else. Same thing. I go, I need to talk to a manager. I'm going full soccer mom at this point.
Yep.
Full soccer mom. I'm like, I need to speak with a manager, ma'am. I go, I need to get the fuck home. I start making up stories. I'm like, I have a kid. I have a baby and I'm missing.
Is that really what you said?
Yeah. I'm like, I have a baby. I text my girlfriend. I go, quick, send me pictures of one of your nephews. Because they're young enough too, where I can pull it off. They're 1 and 2 years old.
That's funny.
I'm like, man, I have a baby, and I feel like I'm missing him a lot. I just want to get home and see my kid. I'm like, I'm bringing out this lady gives no fucks, does not care. So I talked to somebody else, and she's like, yeah, sir, it has a lot to do with timing and everything. I'm like, yeah, timing. I put my name on a standby list at 7:30 this morning, ma'am. I don't know how, and none of these people ahead of me on this list were on this list before me for the last flight. So I end up not getting on this flight. Okay, I'm real frustrated now. Next flight is until 3:45. I have 2 hours to kill. So what do? I grumpily walk around the airport for about an hour and 15 minutes. And then I find this next flight. And I put my name in for said flight. This flight has a stop in Washington, D.C., and then continues on to Providence. So I give my name for this flight so early. They're like, sir, you're first on the list. I check where my name is on this list. I'm like, cool. So as it gets closer, it hits about probably 3 o'clock. So this flight takes off in 45 minutes. Boarding is going to start soon. I look on southwest.com. There are still 20 seats available. I'm like, I'm getting on this flight. Here we go. Good times. I'm like, here, let me go down to this restaurant here and I'll chug a beer real quick. I'll be even friendlier to these people. I will be very nice. Be a little lubricated. I had already eaten a little bit. I got some food. Just let me lubricate my body. Just be ready for the 6-hour flight because I won't be home till 10 now. But it's still better than coming home at 2 a.m. Still better. I'm thankful. I'm ready for a 6-hour flight. So after I down my beer in record time, I go back. The flights change gates. Cool. I'll go down to the new gate. Make sure my name is still on the list. I made 2 friends, a lesbian couple. They were from Foxborough, actually. So I'm talking to them. I check my name. And turns out these 2 women get ahead of me somehow on the list. Don't know how, but whatever. No big deal. There's
LGBT.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
they're
got
super super nice though. They don't throw it in your face. I could tell they were lesbians. So I'm like, cool. She goes, yes, sir. You'll get on this flight, no problem. I go, cool. So this has continued service to Providence. So I'm gonna be good to like just go to the next gate and be good to get on that flight, right? Oh well, sir, you're gonna have to go into to DC to Regan and actually check in and then go through TSA and then you're gonna have to buy the flight to Providence. And I fucking lost it on this lady. I was nice all day, like hadn't raised my voice. Honestly, I'm so surprised I didn't get airport security called on me. I was like, you people are fucking useless. I motherfucked this lady up and down this airport. Like, I was like, oh, I was just yelling. I go, I'm not giving. I go, excuse me. So I was shocked at first. I thought she was. I go, yes, it shows you my flight yesterday was canceled, correct? Because I give them my ticket for the 10 o'clock flight. They can see everything. I'm like, yes, you see. She's like, yes, sir. I can see that your flight was canceled. And I go, and I'm gonna have to pay for another flight. I looked at the lesbians behind me. I go, do you guys know you have to pay for another flight? They're like, yeah, we already did. I was like, cool. I'm not giving these people another fucking dime. And I was going off on this woman. I'm like, and as I'm walking away, I'm like, and all you people are fucking useless. But I lost it on this lady. At that point, I call my girlfriend. I am shouting. People, like, she's trying to be calm and, like, she's like, I'll just buy you a flight. You can get to O'Hare. I go, fuck that. I was like yelling. I felt bad because I was like yelling at her, but I'm just so frustrated at this point. I'm like, I'm texting my boss like, I don't care how the fuck you do it. I'm not coming into work Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Like, I am so salty. I'm so salty. To prove a point, I don't buy anything else in the airport the rest of the night. I'm like, I'm not giving this airport another dime. I'm like, there's another flight at 6. I'm not even gonna try and get on it. I'm not even gonna try and get on. I'll stay the next 6 hours because I've already been in the airport 6 hours at this point. What's another 6? I go, I'll stay in this airport. I'm not gonna eat. I'll just find a place to nap. I'll nap in a corner. And that's what I proceeded to do. I napped in a corner. I found a corner, slept for like 2 hours or so, and then just watched TV on my phone in the grumpiest mood of all time. I got on my 10 o'clock flight. I slept with a man that looks like something that you'd imagine out of a book, like a stereotypical creepy old man. He also wore an Indiana Jones hat, but he grabbed my carry-on for me when I was obviously very groggy and sleepy when we landed. But I lost it on this woman. I got home at 2. Moral of the long story was I got home at 2. I didn't get out of Chicago any earlier. So I sent an angry email to Southwest and I angrily tweeted at them. I was hoping they would respond. I angrily tweeted at them Monday. Tuesday, I walked into my barbershop. I go, bro, just cut my hair like a soccer mom because that's what I need to get shit done. If I was like a 42-year-old woman that drove a minivan with like a short pixie haircut, I would have been on that first flight. I would have been on that 9:10 flight out of Chicago. But,
See,
oh, man. Nightmare. Fucking nightmare.
Here's another difference in how you and I would have handled this. Yeah, I would have been upset that I had my flight canceled and I'd have to wait till 10 p.m. the next day. That whole day I would have slept.
Couldn't do it.
You know,
I leave my phone plugged in or my laptop and just watch YouTube and documentaries all day.
Do you know what the sad part is?
Yep. What is it?
If you like, I'm just saying. Obviously, that'd be pointless, but you could have rented a car and drove home.
Yeah,
that's the sad part.
And talking to the management with my work, that was a legitimate thought. I go, I'll rent a car. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, but I'll rent a car. I'll do it.
Yeah, but that's that's probably like a...
Oh, it was expensive.
12 and a half hour drive or more?
Yeah, I'd probably say 12 and a half.
More than that. It's more than that. It's 16 to Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, not worth it.
It's better than spending 42 hours in Chicago.
You could have stopped at the Hall of Fame on the way.
No, just stay in your hotel room and you have the internet. So
nah,
I could have recorded podcasts. You could have. written
No,
a book.
I didn't even listen to a podcast. I finished a book. I did finish a book. I watched an entire season of The Ultimate Fighter and the 2-hour finale. I watched a bunch of cool knockout videos on YouTube. But most of this was done after I was already very grumpy.
Yeah, you could have done this in your bedroom.
Nah,
And speaking of
I couldn't.
well, I think that story is going to be the end of our show.
Yeah, that was a long story. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
but
No,
you needed to get that off your chest.
Yeah.
I was entertained.
Oh man.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Who would like to kick it off? I will if nobody else wants to.
Go for it.
All right. First of all, I will never give another dime to Southwest. Southwest Chicago Midway Airport. You can suck my dick, lick my asshole clean. I fucking hate you. I hope you all. I'm texting my girlfriend. As that happened, I go, I hate all these people, and I hope them and all their kids get cancer and die.
Well, there goes our Southwest sponsorship.
Yeah. Fuck South. If you go on Twitter and look at my tweets, we lost our Southwest sponsorship long before that comment. Anybody looking to diet but having trouble trying to find the right diet or anything, go read Chael Sonnen's new book. He's a former UFC, current Bellator fighter. It's called The 4-Pack Revolution. Quick synopsis, just kind of gives you the goods and bads of a lot of diets. Doesn't give you a specific one to follow, seeing as not every diet's going to work for everyone. But it kind of tells you that you don't have, it breaks down to lose weight that you want to. You don't have to follow the diet strictly. You can cheat and still have still attain goals. You need to set manageable goals for your diet. Not everybody's going to lose 18 pounds in 3 weeks and end up shredded. And it also talks about 6-packs, not really attainable.
Not worth it.
They're fake. Yeah, they're not worth it. But you can follow a diet semi-strictly, end up with a real solid 4-pack and look real good. You just have to give yourself attainable time for it. So that was a really good quick read. Like I said, I blasted it out in about a day and a half. Intermittently. So go give the 4-Pack Revolution a read. Also, any fight fans, you've got the start of the heavyweight, or actually the second fight in the Bellator heavyweight tournament Friday, the 16th of February at Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut. John's boy Matt Mitrione taking on John's other boy Nelson.
Hey, that's going to be a good one.
It will be. I'll be watching it. It's free on Spike or Paramount Network. And also, if you are into betting, currently Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor taking a lot of shots at each other on social media about a UFC fight. Right now on ShareDog and a couple other websites, you can lock in 9-1 odds on Conor McGregor beating Floyd Mayweather in an MMA fight. I would put my life savings on that bet. Lock that in if it happens. That's
those are the best odds you're ever getting.
That's a steal. Those bets, honestly, the odds to that
should be like 400 to 1.
It should be several multiples of 10.
See, if that happens, I will save my UFC watching until that happens.
If that gets announced, Tim, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't even care when it is. I will wait and I will save it just for that.
Yeah, it'd be such a shit show that doesn't make it out of the first 3 minutes of the fight. So, yep, that's it. Go lock those odds if you can. I'm highly debating it right now.
My final thought is that I'm going to see Black Panther this weekend. I'm excited. I heard it's getting really good reviews.
Well, I heard anyone who gives a negative review to that is racist.
Exactly. But apparently it had, for a while, for I think a couple days, it had 100% on Rotten Tomato. I mean, I don't put a lot of stock into Rotten Tomato. I just kind of look at it and read reviews. And, I mean, I always like to go see movies to make my own opinions, but I thought that was pretty interesting. So I'm going to go see that and see how I like it. I saw the Cloverfield Paradox movie on Netflix. If you like the Cloverfield series, I recommend it. It's weird, but it kind of...
Right. We were supposed to talk about that next week for
Yeah,
sure.
I'll talk about that. We'll talk more about that next week. Quick Game of Thrones news. There were pictures released that showed. I mean, I figured this was going to happen anyway, but there were pictures released from set at King's Landing where they filmed in Dubrovnik of Jon Snow meeting with Cersei. So I don't know why that's happening, but I'm a little confused. But I figured that was gonna, they were gonna eventually go to King's Landing at some point. But you definitely keep an eye on that. Like I said, if you guys are fans of Game of Thrones, go check out Talking Thrones on YouTube. He's got a really good channel. Keeps you up to date on all your Game of Thrones, everything Game of Thrones. And I know baseball season's not everyone's forte, but as a grieving Patriots fan, it's nice that another Boston sports team is starting. So now I can start to focus a little bit on the Red Sox and take my mind off of football for a little while. And that's all I got.
Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to wrap this up with keeping it back to the Valentine's Day theme. So, your girl likes Ryan Gosling, right? Look in his movies and notice he's wearing cool jackets. Get yourself a cool jacket that fits you nicely. Not too snug, but like nice and fitted. Then you can wear whatever you want. Be able to tell women no. Stand up for yourself. Be that kind of... Okay, you can be nice to your girl, but you don't have to be nice to anyone else. That's what I'll say. You can be the nice guy just to her, and then don't give a fuck about anyone else. Pass the shit test, and I think you'll be golden. Go do a little rowing. Build up your spinal erectors. Fix your posture. I'm not telling everyone to look like a bodybuilder. Just have good posture, and you'll be good. Okay, that's all I got.
All right, guys. So that'll wrap it up this week. Don't forget, you can find us on Twitter at MFASPod. Tweet at us whatever you'd like. We really don't care. We'll get right on responding to that as soon as we can. At least we're a busy couple fellas. Or you can find us on Facebook at the Men for All Seasons podcast. You can find Tim at PatsFan1259, John at Real John Hurst, and myself at MeowMasterFlex. Download the podcast and subscribe at Google Play, as well as iTunes for all you normies. And don't forget, don't be a bug man, and listen to the Men for All Seasons podcast. We'll be back again with you next week. Fucking your ear, pussies. Later.
All your shit is really easy. Then you would have done it by now, huh? Yeah, I'm back, boy, and I'm the new captain. So go ahead and tell the town, yo, suck my dick. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Yo, suck my dick. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Yo.